Within the realm of national politics, especially considering social topics, something that is usually not considered part of that social discussion is protesting rights and the ability for citizens to engage in the legislative process. And I think we need to address that. For one, it's a First Amendment protected right. So why we're arresting protesters at all is beyond me. So that's the first thing. If you have the right to protest, you have the right to stand your ground, and you do have the right to disrupt the day-to-day livelihood of wherever you're going. And you have the right to do so without being arrested, charged with felonies, or brutalized, or in some cases, unfortunately, killed. So let's clear that up right away. But what isn't very readily apparent in this discussion is the fact that people can petition their local and their state and even their federal governments, but it's not necessarily clear as to how the petition works or if the petition even has to be considered. And to that degree, that end, that, shall we say, conflict, there needs to be a resolution. So I wrote out a more detailed version, and I'll just read it off real quick. All petitions shall require 50 signatures to be considered legally binding to the government body that shall make decisions on the petition at the local and the county levels, 5,000 signatures at the state level, and 50,000 signatures at the national level. In this way, if you do get a petition to be signed, that respective tier of government must consider it. They must bring it to a vote, a debate, a discussion. The power of the people shall not be infringed. Right? That's the 9th Amendment, that all other rights, not specifically and expressly written out by the Constitution, shall belong to the people respectively. And in this way, we can codify into law factually, without any question or concern or doubt, that people have the right to propose legislation in the form of petition without having to wait once every year in the election cycle. Legislation and legislative bodies meet throughout the year, and then they vote on things, and then they pass laws throughout the year. People should have the opportunity to do so as well. Furthermore, those petitions can also be to veto or to countermand legislative decisions, especially considering less than 1% of all decisions made at the federal and state level have anything to do with public opinion. Now let that sink in. Let truly ruminate on that. Less than 1% of legislative decisions at the federal and state level, and quite frankly at this point probably the local levels, are influenced by the public. This changes that. This means that if the public does not like what they're seeing or hearing, that they can band together, that they can work together, come together in a united fashion and say, no, this is not how it will be. We shall have a change. And in this way, maybe between protest and petitioning, we can finally start restoring our nation's democracy.